Hi, my name is Jayson Boyd, and I'm here with Greg Zekowski, who is a first assistant director. So Greg, first assistant director. It's kind of a title that I think a lot of incomers, they misinterpret it. They think that you're their assistant, and they think that it's your job to do exactly what they say, and maybe not necessarily the other way around. Can you tell me what an incoming director, or any incomer for that matter, needs to know about a first assistant director so that they can work together symbiotically instead of always being at odds with each other?
Well, I think a good first assistant director, and the director would probably say director, first assistant director, as far as protocol, but in either case, is a great team. My goal when I work with a director is to figure out what their style is very, very quickly. Are they didactic? Are they well-spoken? Are they shy? Are they the one that has to be the one telling the joke in the room? Are they the one that just wants to sit at the monitor and doesn't want to talk to the actor? Are they only wanting to talk to the actor and let the DP go? Sometimes you have directors that used to be directors of photography, so there's that dynamic that you have to deal with. Some of them are editors, and so editors, having spent a lot of time in a very quiet room with monitors, won't necessarily walk into a room full of 90 to 150 people and have the chutzpah, the gravitas to walk in and take control of a set. Mm-hmm. My job is to make sure the set, no matter how it's done, gets done, that we shoot everything on the call sheet, that we do it in the way that best tells the story as dictated by the director and the script. If it's TV, the director, the script, and the head writer, showrunner, and so on and so forth. It's not uncommon to hear this saying, Gone with the Wind in the morning, Dukes of Hazzard in the afternoon, and I always add on at the end, and then webisode for the last 30 minutes, because in the morning, you're making the very biggest and best of what you can do. You're taking too much time, you're spending too many shots to do too little work. In the afternoon, after lunch, you go, crap, we're running out of time, and now we have to shoot everything really, really fast. And then at the very end, you're like, we're really, really out of time. Was the camera on? If it was on, then we shot it. So my goal is to get an equilibrium there, a reasonable balance, to be able to say early in the day, what are the important scenes? Now, hopefully, I can schedule the day in such a way that I prioritized the important work when we're at our best. A crew in a typical day will best perform at its best speed, usually around, if it's a 7 a.m. call, between 10 and noon. And then that last hour before lunch, you'll still get great work, but now people are starting to get a little distracted. There's noise from catering, there's distractions. But in that 2-hour window, that's, for me, I see our best work. And then again, maybe in the afternoon around 4 or 5, because wheels have to get in motion. Mm-hmm. People have to get moving. That's not to say that there's not good work going on in other places, but when I work with a director, my job is to guide him to a place where he understands that when I say, this is what I think is the best order, what do you think? And if it's a director on a TV show, he won't know necessarily how fast a crew works on this show. Mm-hmm. He won't know the intricacies and the personalities and what the ins and outs of how the day best functions. Well, how does this set work? How does this one light? This one's problematic. This one's hot. This set has a good floor so the dollies can roll on it. This set does not. You want to use your Steadicam days over there. This one doesn't have a high ceiling on it. This one, all those little weird things. So my job is to know how things work best. In that, I'm going to come to you as a director and go, okay, I see what you want to do. You want to do a Steadicam shot around this way. That means that if we're going to look out the window on location, trucks can't be there. Okay, that's fine. So that means that we want to be here, and so that'll guide me to best understand what your needs are, and then I can schedule appropriately. I'll come back to you and go, okay, I see some problems here. You've asked for, on this one day, because we have to shoot all those scenes in one day, 17 crane shots, 17 motion control shots, something silly that I know that we can't accomplish. Mm-hmm. In an upcoming episode, they want to do 8 pages on location with a specific series of scenes, and I explained to everybody involved, I believe we can get away with 6, but 8 we won't do. So we need to readdress what is being requested of the situation. Now, there's 2 ways to go about that. As a director, he can come back and go, well, look, this is what they're telling me to do. I have to do it. And I can say, that's fine, but we're going to be in that situation where in the morning, everything's fine, and in the afternoon, you're going to ask me, was the camera on? Okay? And I'll go to the producers, and I can either go on his behalf if he doesn't have the relationship or the confidence and say, okay, here's where we are. And usually if you can explain your situation calmly and you put the evidence in front of someone, recognizing that there are egos in the room and protocols in the room, the truth will out. It will present itself. Now, it may not present itself in a timely fashion, so you have to be prepared for that. There are other mitigating factors and influencing voices that go beyond what we may, as a director and a first AD, be aware of. There could be information and requests coming from the network saying we have to have this scene on location. Now, we know, as a director, first AD, that that scene has nothing to do with anything, but it's important to somebody back there. Mm-hmm. So we have to learn and be very careful to know why, when we want to do something, how it affects the other people, how it affects the writer, how it affects the producers, how it affects the showrunners. My job is to be the guy that sits with this director on a TV series and guide him through those things, because he won't necessarily have been there till episode 7. I've been there for all 7 episodes. If it's a movie, we're there from the very beginning and we work together, and he tells me what he wants. I go to the producers, and it's kind of a negotiation where together we craft a schedule that gives us the most time shooting per scene. Nobody watching a movie ever walked out and go, wow, that was the best scheduled scene I've ever seen. Nobody. It doesn't happen. Maybe one really ridiculous OCD AD going to the screenings of the DGA. But for our purposes, that relationship is really all about communication. If you've never worked with a first AD, the first thing I would say to you is to sit down with a guy and say, tell me what you know about this script. What are you saying? Because you'll be able to hear him verbalize things, and you may be able to go, oh no, what I really wanted was this. Mm-hmm. Because remember, we're not talking about a novel where everything's written out. The character walks to the drawer, pulls the drawer open, grabs the paintbrush, holds the paintbrush up, walks to the window, looks out the window, and all those beats are listed out because you've got this much room to write it. A script will say, he walked in the room, took a brush and did something on the window and with the dust and some action, right? Mm-hmm. We've got to break that down. I don't know how many shots that is. I don't know how you want to shoot it. And you need to tell me that information. So it's really, really important that I, as a first AD, get that information, and it's very important that you, as a director, do not feel like I'm trying to control you. What I'm trying to do is schedule what you want so that it can be done. I'm not trying to eliminate your shots. I'm trying to take the dream and make it fit reality.
It's like Tetris.
Yeah.